Alrighty guys, welcome to our NBA video here today for Christmas Day 2022. Before we go ahead and get started, if you find yourself enjoying this video here today, please feel free to give it a thumbs up by smashing that like button. That could be the greatest Christmas present you can give to me. You have no idea how much I appreciate you taking just a half a second to do that for me. I'd definitely be forever grateful. And if you haven't done so already, please feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. I'd love to connect with you on a daily basis. Now, for those of you who don't already know, my name is Brock Page, and I do sports picks for free right here on YouTube. And if you want to see which one of these games on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally, you may want to think about signing up for a membership on my website. It's a monthly subscription. If you sign up today, you're going to get access to that membership for the next 30 days. And I'll include a link for that site in the description section below. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. And with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to take a look at the Sixers at the Knicks, 12 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Philadelphia is the 1.5-point favorite. Totals 217.5. Now, the red-hot Sixers won their last 7 straight, and they've played some incredibly tough defense. These guys are in the top 3 in fewest points allowed per contest. They also have the lowest defensive three-point percentage in the association. Now, offensively, Joel Embiid's got a league-high 33 points a game, along with over 9.5 rebounds. Meanwhile, James Harden, he's scoring 21 points a game himself. Now, they're facing a Knicks team who has a losing record at home, and they've been little threat shooting the basketball. The Knicks actually have one of the lower field goal percentages in the Eastern Conference. They're also making just 32% of their three-pointers at Madison Square Garden. Now, total-wise, the Knicks went 60% to the under in their last 10. They also saw 7 out of their last 10 meetings with the Sixers stay under the total. So if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. Meanwhile, Philadelphia saw unders recently against the likes of Detroit, Toronto, and Sacramento. I'm going to lean toward Philadelphia minus 1.5, under 217 and a hook. Next game, Lakers, Mavericks, 2:30 p.m. East. Dallas is minus 8, totals 226.5. Now, I do have concerns about this pretty high number here for Dallas. The Mavs failed to cover in 6 out of their last 9 ball games, and they're also one of the worst home covering teams in the league. Out of 17 contests this year in front of their own fans, the Mavs covered the point spread only 5 times, and of course, that's good for only 29% in that category. When it comes to offensive production, the Mavs are in the bottom 10 in home scoring, dead last in home offensive boards. Now, they're facing a Lakers team on the other side who's actually one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the Western Conference themselves. When it comes to scoring points, the Lakers are actually in the top 3 in road points per game. LeBron James is getting over 27 points a night, along with 8 boards, 6 assists. Meanwhile, Lonnie Walker's drilling 40% of his three-pointers. He's also averaging 15.5 points a game. Now, injury-wise, AD is still out for the Lakers. Meanwhile, for Dallas, Walker, Finney-Smith, and Hardy are questionable. Kleba and Green are still out. When it comes to the total, the Mavericks are 10-7 to the over in their own building. Meanwhile, Los Angeles went 63% to the over in their travels. I'm going to lean toward the Lakers plus 8 over 226.5. Next matchup, it is going to be Bucks, Celtics, 5 o'clock Eastern start time. Boston's the 4.5-point favorite, totals 225 and a hook. And even though Boston has struggled against the number here recently, they're still averaging a silly amount of points in the Garden. The Celtics are scoring 122 points a game in their own arena, and they have the highest free throw percentage in the league. Jason Tatum's averaging a team-high 30.5 points a game, along with 8 rebounds. Meanwhile, Malcolm Brogdon's drilling over 44% of his 3 balls. Now, they're facing a Milwaukee squad who's having a tough time covering on the road. These guys are 5-10 against the spread while traveling, and they've done a poor job of shooting on the road. Milwaukee has the lowest offensive field goal percentage on the road in the league. They're also scoring just 106 points a game away from the Pfizer Forum. Now, when it comes to the injury report, Chris Middleton's questionable with a knee. Almost got to wonder if he's not like 100%. Maybe he came back a little bit too early. But anyway, for Boston, Robert Williams, he is questionable for them. When it comes to the total, Boston's gone 13-4 to the over in the TD Garden. Meanwhile, the Bucks saw 4 out of their last 6 get over the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Boston -4.5 over 225 and a hook. Next game, Grizzlies, Warriors, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. Memphis is -5, totals 228. Now, the Grizzlies won 8 out of their last 10. They covered the number in 80% of those contests. Now, these guys are arguably the best rebounding team in the game as well. Memphis is currently in the top 10 in defensive boards on the road. They're also leading the entire NBA in offensive rebounding per contest as well. Steven Adams, he's averaging double-digit boards a game. John Morant's also scoring a team-high 26.5 points a night. Now, they're facing a Warriors team who lost 7 out of their last 9. And they also do a pretty poor job of offensive rebounding themselves. These guys are currently in the bottom 10 in the league in offensive boards. When it comes to defensive play, they're giving up 118 points per contest. They're currently in the bottom 3 in the league in that category. Now, injury-wise, Steph Curry's still out. Wiggins, Green, and DiVincenzo are questionable. Meanwhile, for Memphis on the other side, Danny Green is questionable with a knee. When it comes to the total, the Grizzlies saw overs against the likes of Milwaukee, Atlanta, and Detroit. Meanwhile, Golden State saw their last 6 outings all get over the line themselves. I'm going to lean toward Memphis -5 over 228. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It is going to be Suns, Nugs, 10:30 East. Denver's the 4-point favorite at home. Totals 231. Now, the Nuggets have been real good in the Ball Arena this year. They're 11-3 straight up in front of their home crowd. They're also shooting it pretty much better than anyone else in the entire NBA. They're in the top 3 in both field goal percentage and three-point percentage. Michael Porter Jr., he's drilling over 42% of his three-pointers this year. Meanwhile, Nikola Jokic is the team's leading scorer with over 24.5 points a night. They're facing a Phoenix squad on the other side of things who lost 6 out of their last 9. And they covered the point spread just 3 times during that time frame. Now, the Suns are also going to work a little bit banged up here today, actually missing a few guys. They're going to work without Devin Booker and Cameron Payne. Both players have lower body injuries. They are inactive for today. But even when Phoenix is mostly healthy, the Suns have been lackluster while traveling this year. Actually, they've been worse than lackluster. They're just 5-9 straight up on the road, and they do struggle guarding the three-pointer. That could potentially be problematic here today. Now, total-wise, Phoenix saw unders versus the likes of Washington, the LA Clippers, and Houston. Meanwhile, Denver's gone 10-4 to the under in the Mile High City. I'm going to lean toward the Nuggets -4, under 231. And with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into our quick pick recap. I like Philadelphia -1.5, under 217 and a hook. Give me the Lakers +8, over 226.5. I like Boston -4.5, over 225 and a hook. And real quick, guys, if you're joining me here on TikTok, please feel free to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that heart button. You have no idea how much I'd appreciate that. That'd be a great Christmas present to me. And I would definitely appreciate if you just took half a second to do that. And guys, if you haven't done so already, please feel free to give me a follow as well. I'd love to connect with you on a daily basis. Give me Memphis -5, over 228. And last but certainly not least, I like Denver -4, under 231. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my website. And just a reminder, guys, if you do end up getting a membership here today on patreon.com/ProgPage, you're going to get access to that membership for the next 30 days. Of course, as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, Merry Christmas to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/rockpage.